Hello everyone. So today I will be revealing to you the trick or the secret that I use in order to do my portraits and to create a sense of likeness from the subject matter or the person that I'm trying to draw. So what I basically use is a geometric protractor, which is this one. There's several kinds in the market of the geometric protractor, but this is the one I use because it's kind of small and easy to carry. There's also this one. This one is a little bit harder to work with because you have to, in order to open and close the two prongs over here, you have to use this kind of a clumsy lever over here. So for today's demonstration, we will be using this. And our subject matter for now is still a photograph, but this technique can also be applied to when you are drawing a person in real life, or when he's just sitting right in front of you. And I'll present that. I'll create a demonstration of that in the future video. But for now, let's focus on an easier way to demonstrate this, and this is through a video. So the face is basically composed of triangles. That's the way I view it. And so in order to create likeness, you are basically copying triangles, the triangles in the face. So if you're able to transfer the triangle in the face to your paper, then you have achieved a very close, a closer than usual sense of likeness or similarity. It's basic geometry. So what are the triangles in the face? The main triangle that I always see in the face is the basically the upper side of the triangle is the distance between the two eyes, the pupils, and then I use the base of the nose as a reference for the third angle. So basically the triangle would be from here, the pupils and the two eyes, and then the base of the nose, which is this one. And obviously if the face is very symmetrical, then you will have an inverted equilateral triangle, or a triangle with two sides that are almost equal. And just for purposes of easy demonstration, that's why we're using this very face front, a face that's looking directly at you, to have a very symmetrical face. And I thought this Harry Potter picture will demonstrate that very nicely. So for this demonstration, this is the triangle that we're going to try to copy. And in this demonstration, we will focus only on creating an exact size of this triangle. But of course, in my future demonstration, you can also create different sizes of this triangle in order to create still a similar triangle, and therefore a similar or a similar face, but a different size. You can either make it smaller or bigger, of course, depending on how big your paper is or how big you want to make the portrait. Okay, so let me copy that triangle to this paper. So basically I just measure with my protractor to the pupil over there, and then I transfer it here. And then measure the, this is basically Harry Potter's right eye pupil, which is very interesting actually, because it's almost like an equilateral triangle. The distance of the pupil, the distance between the two eyes, is almost the same distance as from one eye to the base of the nose. And then we just basically create an X there. And then we do the same thing here. It's almost the same distance. And of course, this triangle will change as the head moves from side to side or up and down. Whether Harry Potter actually is looking up, down, or sideways. And I'll demonstrate also with a different photo. But let's finish with this one. So now we have copied a similar triangle, or actually the same triangle as the one of Harry Potter's face. And in the video, after this demonstration, you'll see me measuring this in order to create a likeness, a portrait that has a likeness of Harry Potter. So that's one of the major triangles in the face that I tried to measure. The next one is basically the distance of the base of the nose to the opening of the mouth, which is this black part over here. This one you can easily just do at the distance to determine the distance between the base of the nose and that, like that. And you measure it here. So that basically is a marker from the base of this, the middle of the mouth. And then you can find another triangle, which is the edges of the mouth. And this is kind of the edges are not well defined, so you can just choose the one that really has sort of almost at the edge. There. So the triangle that I've created here is from here, and I'm trying to create that there. So this is the one side that I'm measuring. Again, this is the base of the nose, and there, somewhere there. And then again, the distance of the other side of the mouth, which is that one, which is almost the same distance at the other side, but we want to be sort of just for demonstration. You'll see there. There, I think you can see that better. There. And so now we can see that the triangle is this, and then he's smiling a little bit, so it's curved like that. But we sort of know that the distance is somewhere here, edge to edge. And you can, that's basically the triangles that I follow in the face, but you can continue to measure in order to have a more accurate distance from one point to the next of your landmarks. What I mean by that is, for example, in order to determine how the distance from here, which is like the center of the eye, this area which is right between the eyes, and the distance from the top of his head. So we just measure from here, like that. Oh, it's a little bit far, but my protractor can reach over there. There. And that will give you an idea that, oops, so this one, my paper is sort of too far, so we'll just put another. Paper is too small. There's another paper in the bottom here. Just for demonstration purposes. So if we can make our paper bigger. Sorry about that. So these are the two eyes again. This is the base of the nose, the edges of the lips. Now we're measuring the top of the head. And at this point you can just estimate. There. So now we know that that's the top of the head. And it's basically a circle. And you can continue to measure the chin, the distance from the lip, the mouth, to the base, to the chin, and so on and so forth. There. There. So we can continue to the demonstration, but basically that's one of my main tricks in order to create a sense of likeness. The main triangle that, in order to create likeness from a portrait, the main triangle that you have to copy is basically the triangle that is created by the distance between the two eyes. I use the center, which is the pupils, and the base of the nose. So this triangle has to be very close to your subject. And your portrait has to have this triangle in order to create a sense of likeness. There. And this is what we copied here with this triangle using our protractor. This triangle. There. Now, this is sort of an easier photo because the triangle is equilateral. What if, for example, the face is sort of looking at one side? So the triangle will no longer be equilateral, meaning that the triangle will no longer have equal sides. So let's try a different photo of Daniel Radcliffe. And in this photo, the triangle that we are going to copy still has the same points, which are the two eyes and the base of the nose. But then obviously, because his head is slightly tilted to the right, the triangle is no longer equilateral. So let's draw the triangle first. And here the two eyes are not on the same level because his head is tilted, which is fine. There. And we want to copy that triangle to our paper. So let's do that using our protractor. So first we measure the two here. Where? Now we have the distance between the two eyes. And you can just exchange like that. And we can just guess basically. Well, the height, these two are not in the same level, as you should have noticed. But that's not gonna, we're gonna be able to determine that once we determine, of course, the distance between this eye and the base of the nose, which we will do now. So we measure this thing. There. And it's all, at this point, also estimation. So let's say we put it there. And then we measure the distance between actually it's a little bit it should be fine. And then the distance between the other eye and the base of the nose. There. And it's somewhere there. And there. So now we have a similar triangle as the one that we drew on Daniel Radcliffe's face. There. And once you have that, then you can begin to construct Daniel Radcliffe's face. We can continue on to determine the distance between the distance between the base of the nose to over here, which is the mouth. And then let's do the edges of the lips, which would be from here to here. Let's mark that. There. Again, we're measuring the distance between the base of the nose to the mouth. And to determine how big the mouth is, then we measure again this side. And then from the middle, this side, to the other side. So it'll be from here. And then from here to here. There. So now we have everything, the major triangles in the face. Sort of, we found a landmark for each side. There. There. And from this triangle, then you can begin to construct the face. Of course, as we've done with the other one, you can continue to measure, for example, the distance of the chin to the mouth. This will be estimations again, like that, and so on and so forth. And you can, what's nice about the protractor as opposed to using a ruler is that it's easy to change the shape, the distance. And we'll be using this when we do real life models, when we try to sort of measure the distance between the two eyes of the model, like that. But that will be a different demonstration. For now, just enjoy my video where I try to draw a Harry Potter. And in this video, I will be using this technique of measuring the triangles on his face in order to create a likeness of Harry Potter. Okay, enjoy. Thank you.